Does that not look so delicious? I'm so excited for what this is going to create right now, you guys. I was just in the mood for some good, fresh fall food. So I made some muffins for Finny and these roasted sweet potatoes with apples and onions, Honeycrisp apples, and some nutmeg and cinnamon, a little bit of lemon pepper in there. And then I will flip into actually with some eggs on top, maybe some chicken for Jack. We'll see. But, oh, this light's pretty bright right here. Holy smoke, I was going to do this Facebook Live right here. But you know what, you guys, it's actually that light is kind of crazy. So, hi Kelly, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the Inspirator Academy. This is not my norm time for doing the Facebook Lives. However, I wanted to pop on because of the fact that it's so important with everything going on right now to really just dig in and feel your own strengths. And the reason is, oh goodness, plentiful, so many different reasons. So let me retract Erin Kreitz Shirey, personal trainer and empowerment coach, and I'm so happy that you're here right now. It is possibly your lunch break, maybe you're taking a little diversion from work, or maybe you're with your kids right now, I don't know. So for those of you popping on, do me a favor and give a little high five or a thumbs up so I can see who's on here. I would love to see who's on here and start this conversation. It's a very good conversation that needs to happen. And the reason for it is because of the fact that so often we don't goal because we're stuck. And I don't want you guys to be stuck. And with these goals, I mean the sense that we have these goals that we put out for ourselves every single day, such as where we feel that we should be professionally, where I feel that we should be physically, how far we should have accomplished by a certain age in life, what we feel our home should be at, X, Y, Z. All that is equated to success. Hi, Danielle, how are you? Speaking of, I just said you might be on your lunch break. You're probably on your lunch break, taking a little break from those first graders. We miss you. So for today, this is a big thing, and it's really important, and it's something that for fall-wise, fall's a great time to think about this, with really just releasing and letting go. And truly, when you release, you will let yourself goal up, and you will goal up. Hey, Dana, how are you? And when you release, you let yourself be open to you doing you. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing? So for those of you popping on, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up or a heart so I know that you're on here. And you might want to take a couple notes here. I'm going to go over this a couple times, but there's three different elements I want to pop into, and these can apply to everything across your life. So I'm going to do it to where it applies to your fitness, your business, hey Tammy, your fitness, your business, your life, like the big goals that you have in your life, and how, so I have so many alarms that pop through on my phone. They always go through, such as that one said, make sure to map out the mastermind for tomorrow. That note just popped through. So for you mastermind peeps, don't worry, I'm mapping out tomorrow's, the call for tomorrow. But for right now, here's the three things you want to release and you will reach your goals. You have to release in order to reach your goals. And Tammy, you can appreciate this because you've just done this yourself when it comes to your fitness goals. This last year, I have seen you just goal up in ways that are phenomenal. And as I'm doing this right now, it's pretty fun. So I'm wearing the Bend shirt, and that was from last year's Inspirator retreat, was in Bend and in Parks. I was checking it out for myself. Hey, Mary. I was checking it out for myself to see if Jack and I were going to move to Bend, if that was where our next option was going to be. It actually ended up finally debating between Bend and Boise. And now we're 5 hours away from Bend, which we're really excited about. But this is from last year from Goaling Up. And I really had to release of what we wanted and how we wanted to live. So let's get started. To release and empowering you to truly reach your goals, the first thing that you want to do is you have to release all of the negative guilt for what you didn't do. So often we have these goals that we set for us to do by a certain time. And if we don't achieve that by a certain time, there's like some guilt that goes with it. Some feeling of, gosh, I should have done this by then. I'm not a success because I didn't achieve this by this certain time. I failed. I need to just step back. Why am I even thinking like that? You need to release that and let that go. Just let it go. Let that part go in order for you to goal up. When you let that go, you're able to breathe a lot easier. So think, is there one goal that you have for yourself that you keep going back to? And do you really want to achieve it? And what is it? I'll go on a house one for Jack and myself. I had thought by the time that I was this age that I would own a house with a tree house and a big front yard. And honestly, I thought that I would also own a guest place, say in Hawaii, right? That's what I felt. That's what I thought that adulting by this age was going to be. However, life happens. I have 3 kids. They got medical challenges. We've got that going on. We took big leaps. We've taken these big adventures to move different places and not stay stagnant. We lived in the Bay Area, super expensive for a very long time. And it wasn't where we chose to buy a house for our family. So now I feel, hey, I have this sense of excitement I released that element. And now it's this excitement of, we can buy that house, that dream house with a tree house, with space in the back, with a training studio. So exciting with this new city that we're living in, which is an exciting thing to have. But I had to let go of that notion that I wasn't successful for not having done that before in the Bay Area or in Portland. I always felt, I was like, gosh, we should have done this by this time. And this is what success means. But I had to let that go. And now I'm even more determined and so excited for us to buy a place here and then buy a place in Hawaii that we can do now. So truly, so you have to release release all that negative guilt for what you didn't do. It opens you up for all that you did do, to truly feel accomplished and excited for all that you did do. And also for push your limits to the goals that you have right now, on this date right now, on October 11th, 2017, for these goals that you're thinking about right now. So what are some of the old goals that you might have held on to? What would they be? Share them away with the comments. I would love to hear from you guys as to what some of these, for you, what they could be. I also have another one I'll share with you guys when it comes to the retreat coming up. The Hawaii retreat is in 3 weeks. I leave in 3 weeks from today. I'll be on an airplane to Hawaii. So excited about that. And it is my big epic retreat. Beyond excited. I had a goal for it that that when it came to training wise, that I would have been able to train crazy, crazy hard before this retreat, just for my own self personally. Last week though, we had this crazy week, with Finley in the hospital, and then I got sick and the whole family got sick. Well, my training obviously didn't go right there. So it's 3 weeks down. I'm like, okay, well, the next 3 weeks are so excited to goal up with these 3 weeks to hit the gym and hit my own training to feel my best self possible for when I go to Hawaii. Now, could we get sick again? I possibly could. But that's a goal that I can keep going forward with. I can't feel guilty or bad for the fact that, with the move and with everything, that I didn't, do yoga all the time like I said I was going to before Hawaii, that I didn't do some of those different skills that I want to master before being in Hawaii with all of my other clients and the inspirators that are going to be there. That's just part of being real, right? Hey, Melissa, how are you doing? And so that right there, so truly, do you right now with the goals that you have right now for who you are on this day and where these goals are, and push your limits on those ones. So that's number 1. 2, release all old goals and patterns that are keeping you living small. Do you and the things that you should do for yourself, not the things that you should do, quote unquote, that people are telling you that make you feel overwhelmed. So meaning that when you release all these old goals and patterns that are, when you release them, these goals and patterns are keeping you from living small. It opens you up to doing what thrills you, what excites you, what motivates you to live how you truly want to live, not how you're being told to do so. And I mean this with fitness and I mean this with business. These are 2 big ones right now I'm gonna hop on. How many of you have signed up for something and you end up, hey Heather, and you end up on somebody's email list and then you get email bombarded by them every single day. And you feel that if you're not doing this, then, oh my gosh, I should be doing this with my business. If I'm not doing this with my business, this business isn't success. And if I don't do this, good morning, Heather, if I don't do this, that I will not reach this goal or this goal or this goal. But when you're thinking about it, it makes you feel overwhelmed. It doesn't make you feel excited. It doesn't make you feel energized. It doesn't make you feel ready to accomplish you being your best self possible. I invite you to unsubscribe from all of that. Unsubscribe those emails, unsubscribe from following those people, unsubscribe from hearing all of that noise. And it could even be family members that you're talking to that have these certain patterns and ways that you've grown accustomed to, that you have grown up with. And those patterns and ways are actually hindering you from you shining your brightest sometimes. Because the fact that you hear that of what you should be doing versus what really motivates you and inspires you. Of course, there's some elements across the board that we all should be doing. And you can also hire VAs for that. Just saying. So right, Dana, those things that I should be doing, you're amazing at. But for these old goals and patterns that you keep pulling on to, it's like you keep doing that same pattern again and again, but it's not propelling you forward. You're never going to move in that direction that you strive for to have that success that you desire if it's something that doesn't fuel you up. Now, I'm not talking about health, guys. I'm talking about, like, health-wise, you need to do something sometimes that you might not be thrilled with at first, such as, say, eating more vegetables or exercising daily or pushing your heart rate to where at first going, that's too hard. I don't like that. Those patterns you gradually get to acclimate over time, but you have to find ones that work for you, right? So for this, what I mean is more along the lines of, even with this, with Facebook Live, let me use this for a quick example. And it's told by some business coaches, no, you only should do this on your business page. My business page has got a nice following right there. It's like, what is it now? I don't even know. It always wavers around 3,000 people, shy of 3,000 people. And I haven't really done anything with that page for a while. I used to be totally motivated by it. But then I had a third kid and I pulled back and I link stuff together, but it doesn't give me the same energy there with the Facebook Lives there as I do here, because here's all of my friends and my tribe and my boot campers and all of you guys that are so wonderful. And so I'd rather do Facebook Lives here and transfer them over to that page and just share it. Can they repurpose the same way? No, they can't. But I was told by quite a few business coaches, no, you have to do your Facebook Lives on that page. No, only do it like that. I'm going, but that doesn't feel good for me. I don't feel so great right there. I feel better when I see all of you guys coming in here and all of your lovely faces popping through in the comments and hearing everybody interact and getting the message from you guys afterwards that this really supported you and it got you thinking outside your box and it got you motivated. So I'm sticking to what feels good for me and letting their talk go to the side, and I'll make this work somehow in a different way, right? Because it's my business. And I'm running my business the best way that I feel is good for me. So for you guys, think about that though, to where, I'm just gonna read my notes right here that I wrote down for this though, but the things that are because you should do, but you feel overwhelmed with, release those, stop them, let go of those habits and those patterns because of the fact that actually, it's your life to live. It's not their life. Right, Tammy? I mean, it really is a big thing to where you hear all this noise coming through and you read this, I should be doing. But if it's not good for you, you're not going to grow from it. Now, I'm not talking taxes. I'm not talking, basics of following through with emailing content and whatnot. I'm talking about the stuff that you're constantly told business-wise or fitness-wise. You're constantly told you should do the keto diet. You should do the paleo. You should do this. You should do this. If you do some of those, it doesn't feel good for you, don't. If your body's not responding the way that it should, don't. Or even sorry, another reminder is coming up in my phone. Even, just the little nuggets of it to where release that. So right now I invite you to write down any of those should do, of these old patterns that are keeping you living in a certain way to going, I just need to let that go. I need to release that and say goodbye to that. And it could be family stuff. It could be work stuff. It could be anything. What works for someone else isn't always authentic to what you have worked to build for yourself or your tribe. Exactly. Right there, Tammy. It is so spot on. And that's the thing too. I know with my own business, guys, I am an interactive person. Tammy, who's on here right now, we met at FitBlog, and when I taught this boot camp there, that was so much fun, and it grew and grew and grew. But then FitBlog changed. I was like, what? It doesn't work with me anymore. I don't feel the same energy from it, so I'm going to stop doing it. And now I don't even know if the conferences happened, but that happened in the last 2 years. And I was like, that was a beautiful chapter, but I need to let that part go. And a brand I was working with said, no, you should be doing this. Like, no, you know what? I should. It doesn't feel right anymore. I'm going to let that part go. I got to open myself up to what really serves and inspires me the most. And then my business will flourish in a different way. So boom, what has that been? This part of the empowerment coaching filtered in with the fitness. And what's been happening is the business has exploded because I'm going on the track that is best for me and which serves my own goals to empower you guys. And even as I'm doing that right now, I'm kind of giggling. Like, I'm on here, Facebook Live, just a little bit of makeup, not much at all, my t-shirt, and other people do Facebook Lives and they do it so set and they're lovely and that's great, it works for them. That doesn't always work for me. I fit these in when I can, either at the nighttime or in the morning, and they are set so I can get this message off to you guys. So that is number 2. Number 3 is release the fear of missing out. And if it makes you feel good for you and it's healthy, do more of it, such as, boom, Facebook Live. Here's a great example. This is a business one again, guys. I'm going to use this because it is a work-wise one, and I'm being real with you guys about this, and this is a conversation I had with my own sibling just on Sunday. So it was the work. We're talking work. Jack and I both work from home. It's great. Actually, as we're talking right now, those veggies I showed you at the beginning, he's going to go use those to make some lunch, and I get to have them later with some eggs. I'm so excited. And whoopsie-daisy, but we both work from home. We worked really hard to make this happen for us so we can have a schedule that is a lot more flexible. When he travels a lot, he travels a lot. When he's home, he's home. But we get to go running together sometimes. We get to plan, actually later today, we're gonna go to the gym together, and then I have to go do some, grab one kid, he's gonna grab the other 2. It works for us. For other people, it wouldn't work out. For some people, they say, they couldn't do like that. They couldn't work from home with their spouse. Like, well, it works for us. And other people think, oh my gosh, do you and Jack work? How are you guys working? It seems so easy. It seems like you barely work. I'm going, oh my gosh, we do work. He works quite a bit. I work 20 hours a week. Like, we make it work. And anyhow, for some people, they've got their different opinions about how we should be doing things, how there should be certain elements done. And what works for them doesn't work for us, right? And so you got to do with what works best for you. And this one, though, I want you to release, though, this fear of missing out, though, when it comes to, and I mean this truly with the FOMO part, when it comes to business, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to looking at and feeling that you should be doing something that somebody else is doing, or that you should change what you're doing if it fuels you up and motivates you and is getting you to that forward movement and that forward direction, that you should be doing it differently. So for how many of you have been here where you pop onto Facebook and you see, oh my gosh, my friend has got the most, they're on this trip and their kids are all so happy, which we know kids are great. They're not always 24/7 so happy together, but nor are adults, right? Let's be real. But it's, you've got this feeling of, I should be doing that. I wish that I was at, I'm just trying to think of some examples right now. I'm totally sorry. It's, off the top of my head, I can't at this 1 second. I just brain farted right there. But what I wanted to get at, though, if it makes you feel good and if it's doing good for you and if it's, of course, healthy, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like anything that's not healthy for you, but do more of it. So I'll go with these Facebook Lives again. Here's an example. And the reason I'm saying Facebook Lives is that I just was brain mapping this month for Facebook Lives, what information you guys ask about. So my brother and I, back to this, we had this conversation on Sunday, and he is not a big person for Facebook. He's just not, and he's fantastic. And he was talking to me about the kids and medical stuff. And I said, by the time that anything is shared on Facebook medically with my kids, it's 1 ounce of what actually has happened. Because I'm not gonna gore you guys out with all the IVs and all these pictures and what's the behind the scenes part that is so exhausting and challenging as a parent. You get a taste of it, but not all of it, because there's things that you need to keep close to your heart, and nor do you need to share everything. Like, I don't personally feel that when it comes to Facebook, I personally don't talk politics all the time because I don't want to get in those arguments, and I own my own business, and it's not where I want to go. Yes, you'll see who I support, but I'm not going to talk politics all the time. And work-wise, with this conversation with my brother, what was really interesting is at first he was, because he doesn't do it, wasn't quite understanding. I said, Tyler, Facebook Lives work great for me, and it's, my tribe is here and I love it. And Facebook in itself, it's a big part of my business. A whole part of my business is social media. Having been a fitness blogger for so long and being an empowerment coach, a big part of my business is social media. And that's what I do. So I don't fault you for getting paid for how you do things. I don't fault you for doing what serves you. So YP not NP, which is a phrase that he used actually to, he created this phrase, YP not NP, like your problem, not my problem, to hold on to when something's bothersome, right? Like that's that person's problem. Hey, Kelly, not your problem. So I use that phrase back with my brother, and it was a great conversation. It's like, you know what, it doesn't work for you, but it works for me. And what's so exciting is the fact that there are people out here that watch these videos that get a nugget to get inspired to work out, get a nugget to get inspired to start their own business, get a nugget to inspire. One of my girlfriends watches, and she and her husband have been wanting to move, to leave the Bay Area, and us moving, us sharing about the adventure of it through this and through social media. She's now getting more and more inspired for them to do that with their family, to try a different way of life. And she's like, keep sharing, keep sharing. I was like, oh, okay, well, you got it. If that's inspiring you in some form or another, I'll do so, because the fact that it's fun for me. Now, I'm sharing that because the fact that when you do certain things, you're told what you should be doing, and you're told how you should do things, and you're told what's the best way, because everyone's got their own opinions. Everyone wants to be seen and heard, right? That's how the world works. Everyone wants to be seen and heard. But if you can release anything that's people's comments that don't make you feel good, and hold on to that phrase, YP not MP, then it lets you goal up so big. So big. And when my brother and I had that conversation, it ended so beautifully, where it's like, that's the best comment that you could have said, because the fact that it works and it's different, and you do things differently than I do, and I do things differently than you do, and how awesome is that? And that's the thing, to where if somebody's got an issue with them, or if somebody's got an issue if you're not following a certain pattern, or you not doing, let's say your best friend is a trainer and you're not sticking to the plan that they want you to do, but you're like, it doesn't feel good for you, and they want you, say, to lift 5 times a week, and you're like, I don't want to lift 5 times a week, I want to lift 3 times a week, and I want to incorporate more triathlon training into it, or I want to incorporate more Zumba. And you know you're living fit, you know that you're being active, and you know that you're doing that to reach your own personal goals, not their goals. Because often people have got their own goals and they infuse their goals into your agenda. Release it. Release it. And once you do, you truly open yourself up to get so much stronger, to find so much greater success, to empower and inspire how you're supposed to. And you release all of that FOMO or people's expectations of you, and you are able to shine so much brighter and excel at where your strengths are, where you feel best, where you want to live, all of that. And so, like, for fitness for my own self, when it comes to these, I love inspiring everyone to not only just work out, but live fit. As a trainer, it is my passion. It is my passion. I want to inspire you to live fit every day, to where, you know, like Kelly on here, biking. Now she's biking her kids to school, to where that's part of your regular, to where you walk to go do errands, to where you go for a hike with your family, to where you, when it comes to traveling, you think, how can I travel and incorporate as much activity into it as possible to see this beautiful location through eyes that you can't in a car. And that's something that's different and unique for myself, that if somebody were to say to me, Erin, as a trainer, you should just be so focused on training in the gym and, you know, doing these specific plans and having everybody be on this one trajectory. That's not who I am. That's not how I train best. And that's not how people are going to get most inspired best, because I won't be inspired. And nor would you, right? So again, release for you to seriously release, and you will reach your biggest goals possible. You truly will release everything, all the expectations from everybody else, the old goals that you had. When you release all of that, you open yourself up to something that's even that much more beautiful for where you are right now. And again, right now, today, October 11th, 2017, and not even who you were yesterday. So write those goals down. So 1, release all negative guilt that you have for what you didn't do. Let it go. Let that stuff go. 2, release all the old goals and patterns that are keeping you living small. And goals and patterns too, to where, say, if you have a business and you're finding that business is just not growing the way that it is, release some of those patterns. You're never going to grow if you're holding on to old patterns that are keeping you back. And I mean that in all truthfulness, having owned a business for so long, that there's some old patterns I had that were keeping me small and were not allowing me to goal up the way that I knew there was potential to do so. to really work with that many more women with living like their own inspirators. And 3, release the FOMO. You do you best. And with anybody else, you know, if it makes you feel good for you, and if it is empowering you to goal up to live your best life possible, and it's healthy, do it for you. So those are the 3 ways, guys. The 3 ways. Release, and you will truly reach your goals in a bigger way possible. Have a great one. Enjoy. And for any questions, do me a favor, send me a message, send me a link. You're more than welcome to join us at the Inspirator Academy, which is Mondays and Thursdays. So super fun. It's from 11 to 12 in Mountain Time, 10 to 11 Pacific Time. And it is super fun. It's 30 minutes of HIIT training, 30 minutes of empowerment coaching, just for a small little group. And it is fantastic. So it is growing and growing. It's in the beta phases right now. And I cannot wait for it to keep growing exponentially. You're more than welcome to join us in there. Until then, have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys later. Remember, you are your own inspirator.